All right, we are ready to get going here with our men's team gold medal match here in just a moment here at the World Championships. Looks like we're going to turn them on for a couple of extra minutes of practice as we wind down and get ready for the men's gold medal match. We're going to crown our world champion and 5-player team event. I'm Lucas Wiseman of USBC, and Stu Williams of Team England is back joining us. Hopefully everybody can understand Stu and his thick English accent. Hi, Stu. How are you?
Good. We're just watching the practice here, and the two lead-off guys for both teams, they look a little lost right now, so be interested to see what changes they make at the last minute. Both Pertu and Janovic look like they haven't quite got enough speed to get the ball through the middle of the lane and keep it on line. So be interested to see what changes they have to make as the game goes.
And the only change in the lineup that I can see from the semifinal to the final is John Zerbinski is in and Mike Fagan is out for Team USA. It looks like the lineup for Finland is the same.
Yes. Yeah, Finland have been pretty sure what they were doing for the last 3 or 4 days. I guess the change is semi-controversial on Team USA in that Zerbinski played the short but didn't play medium. Then when they played the match, that was in the qualifying. But in the matches, Fagan bowled the short, now Zerbinski bowls the medium. So Rod Ross is tinkering with his all-star team. I guess he's not quite sure which is the perfect solution.
It could be it's just a close call for both of them on both patterns, and so he's just kind of going with his gut. But we'll have to see if it pays off or not. We would appreciate if you would go on Facebook and Twitter and spread the word about the live coverage here on bowl.com. Bowl.com/World2013 is where you can send everybody to watch our live coverage of this World Championships 5-player team gold medal match. And this is we will determine the world champion in the 5-player team today. The women's world champion was crowned just a few minutes ago, right here live on Bowl TV, as Korea dominated Team USA to win the women's title. It wasn't very close. It was, like you said, you texted me, it was reminiscent of a few years ago right here in Las Vegas when Korea really dominated Team USA, and a pretty similar score, actually.
Yeah, Team USA, Team Korea. It was interesting. I saw Stephanie, the Korean girl went up the first shot and she struck, and then Stephanie went up and got 8. And then the Korean girls managed to get 3 strikes on the board before Stephanie shot a spare shot.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, it was pretty much one-way traffic, wasn't it?
It was. It wasn't very close, and the Koreans very excited to take home another gold medal. They had a very good tournament.
The sixth man, so to speak, or the sixth lady on the Korean team was in floods of tears as they were winning the 10th frame.
It was a very emotional women's final. I don't know if we'll see many tears in the men's final, but
only if someone punches someone.
It should be very interesting, though. This is a rematch of the World Championship 5-player team final from a few years ago in Munich, Germany, and it was just an epic match that I think a lot of people still talk about to this day, where Tommy Jones delivered a couple of very clutch strikes in the 10th frame to win the title by just a few pins over Finland. And I would expect that this would be a very good match and potentially high scoring, although watching practice it seems as though that may be in question, but we'll find out. It's hard to tell in practice.
I think with these guys you're going to see it being pretty high scoring. I think right now it seems like they haven't thrown quite as many balls to the right as they've done. I do like what Pekka Korpi's done here. The players felt like, there was a couple of breakdowns and they didn't get comfortable and whatever. And Pekka's kind of being a little bit loose with the practice here, isn't he? He's letting them have a few more shots. And I think, if we're going to play one game to be the best team in the world, I'm not really against us taking an extra 5 minutes of practice. Are you?
I don't think so. You want the players to be loose and ready to go.
Although it seems every shot they throw, they seem to leave the 3-4 combination.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of 4, 5, and 6 counts that have been thrown out there in practice. But I can't imagine that they're going to get much more practice than this. They've been practicing for quite a while.
Yeah.
They've got an extra
Looks like
4 minutes already.
I think everybody on Team USA is done, and they're going to let Oscar take one more shot.
Yeah.
So he probably said it was one more shot for each player. And as Finland have split so many times, they're a couple of players behind.
So we're just about ready to get started. Please get on Facebook and Twitter and spread the word. This is going to be a great match. At least that's my hope. We've got some great players, and the ingredients are there to have a great match. And we'll just have to see if it comes through.
Looks like Oscar's going to throw urethane. It's an interesting choice.
So we're going to be bowling on the medium pattern, and just like yesterday, Stu, they oiled the lanes when they oiled for the women's match. So it's been sitting for probably almost 2 hours now since they oiled them. So I'm not sure if that has an impact or not, but we seemed to yesterday have a little bit of an impact on what we saw.
And forgive me if my memory's bad. Were they playing on this pair yesterday, or were they on 57 and 58?
They were on 57 and 58 yesterday, I believe. So they're one pair over.
So I'll just do a quick rundown when we see the first shots, but Pertu looked like at the end of practice he was going to be using the 300C. JJ looks like he's gone back to the urethane by the looks of it.
And no surprise, a lot of the guys have thrown urethane
on both
patterns this week.
Yeah, JJ threw a few balls inside and he decided, no, sorry, don't fancy that. Going back to the outside, tried and tested.
Looked like JJ was ready to get started with the match, but decided to back off and wait and let Pertu go first.
Pertu's using the spike. That's what he's using, the hammer spike.
A little bit of a roar among the crowd here. They're not quite settled in yet and ready to go, but should get settled in here after the first couple of shots. Great start for Pertu and for Finland.
Like I said, he made it the adjustment. Let's see if JJ makes a similar good adjustment to start the game.
Janowitz, first frame for Team USA. And lucky to just leave the 6 on that one.
I had a little word with JJ about his fist bump yesterday. He said he just felt it was time for the laneman in him to come out and the evil one came to the surface.
We'll see if he lets out any emotion here today. Well, the Finns with an opportunity to get off to a quick start here if Tony Ranta can strike as well. And he does.
Good shot. He's using a Storm High Road Pearl. It's been one of the more popular choices this week. With about a 90% accuracy, the people at home can actually go online and they can see the balls that each player registered, which is kind of an interesting feature of this World Championships.
Yeah, I think that Marios, our technical delegate, sat in there and typed in every single one of those for every player.
As I say, it's about 90% accurate because I've seen some guys I'm going, what's that? How's he got that? And then I look at his arsenal and he registered 6 really high flaring balls, and there was no way that was his arsenal. So, as I say, mine was correct. That was 100% correct.
Well, Finland off to 3 quick strikes. Team USA just 1 spare on the board. And John Cervinski leaves a 4-pin here in the first frame. Pasi Vuotila, Finland, looking to continue the great start for the Finns.
Good shot.
Yeah, rings a 10. So a couple of spares to start this game for Serbinsky, and Janowitz.
When Finland started with the 3 strikes like that and the lead-off went straight through the nose for USA, starting to feel a little bit like deja vu of the previous match.
I was thinking the same thing, very similar to how the Korea-USA match started.
And they were actually playing this lane formation as well, left lane and right lane. Oh.
And hung on for the spare. That's all that matters.
Like I keep trying to convince Oscar you don't need to break them.
That's right. Oscar likes to throw it hard at spares. Here's Bill O'Neill. And that ball hooks back for the strike. And just to recap what the format is, for those who might be wondering, it's a 5-player team game. Each player will bowl in an individual game, and they'll add together the 5-player totals for a team total. And the high team total wins the gold medal. And here is Asku Palermo, the double-hander from Finland. And, looked like a pin might be flying across there to take out the 10, but got misdirected. And he'll be shooting a spare coming up.
Shot by Tommy Jones early on. Our theory, Lucas, on you need to wait till about the 5th or 6th frame for the players to get comfortable and see how the match develops didn't really work in the last match, did it?
It did not. Korea got very comfortable early on. And
this is interesting. Chris has gone away from his game plan the entire week. He's trying to play more like the last 3 guys on his team. He's changed ball to what looks to be a smackdown.
Yeah, he's moved way left. He's kind of made his living right of 5 all week long, and now he's a little bit further left than that.
Like I say, I think he's just trying to match up better to Bill and Tommy. It's a lot easier when you get up in the 10th frame and you've got a read from your the 2 guys above you. You know, this is where we're playing the lane. Blah 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 blah.
That's an interesting note, Stu, because virtually the entire tournament he has played to the right, and he won the all events and really dominated the tournament. And now in this situation, he's made a big change. Come on, JJ. JJ's still hanging out there, though.
I think it's just because he's seen the rev rate that's on the pair, and he sees that it's going to develop in there quite good, and he just, as I say, it's a lot easier to feel comfortable if you trust your teammates and you can get a good read off them and what the lane's going to be like going into the last frame.
Pertu looking for a double, and he's got it.
Shot.
We talked about it yesterday, Stu, but Finland's got a pretty strong team, experienced players who have played on the European Bowling Tour quite a bit, so they've definitely got some experience on that squad, and a couple of the players were on that silver medal team from a few years ago.
Yeah, I believe it was the last 3 players.
Yep.
I think Pertu and Tony were both not playing then.
Of course, Mika Koivuniemi was on that team, but now he has moved on to coaching, for those of you wondering.
Nice shot by Tony Ranker there.
Double for Ranta and Pertu to start.
Knowing that Barnes was going to hook it, or, you know, I guess that was probably a preset plan that he was going to do that, looking at the way the team's set up. Rod Ross has put a lot of faith in the 2 Johns here to leave Mike Fagan out.
Well, Rod, I'm sure thought hard about that decision.
Oh, I'm not second guessing. I'm just saying he's definitely put a lot of faith in those 2 guys.
Yeah.
To leave out a player of the caliber of Mike Fagan is quite a ballsy decision. Certainly not one that I would have wanted to make, that's for sure.
Well, it's a great start for Finland.
They
Three
look
doubles on the board.
so much more comfortable on this pattern than they do on the short pattern. Yesterday, even though they got off to a good start, there was some errant shots, some Brooklyn, some roll twos and things. Right now, every shot they've thrown has been pretty much dead flush or close to.
Yeah, this is kind of a dream start for Finland so far. Tommy Jones looking for a double, and he gets one. So the difference between this and the women's match is that the Team USA guys are hanging in there a little bit more with Finland than they did in the women's match.
There we go.
Perfect frame for Finland.
It's interesting to see the two anchormen see it completely differently. Oscar's decided to play to the right, completely away from the rest of his team. And Chris has actually moved in to bowl right with his team.
And Barnes with a strike for another double for Team USA. So 3 doubles on the board for Team USA. Finland leads by a single pin.
Huge lead.
After 2 frames.
If they keep taking 1 shot per frame, it's not going to take very long. That's certainly an advantage for the people watching at home. JJ covers up that 7 pin. Pertu trying to extend the Finnish lead to 11 pins.
Still a very close match early on here. And Pertu really
nice
stepping up strong here for the Finns. And
like I say, they were the 2 players I highlighted, and Pertu's obviously made a small change that's worked for him, and JJ's still searching a little bit for his reaction. A nice shot by John Sabinski. He's using a roto grip disturbed. Just opened his angle up a little bit, let the ball feed to the right. A lot of nervous energy in the seating area right now. Chris is drinking water at a teaspoon ago.
talking to Linda Barnes, his wife is here.
John Zabinski can't quite stand still. Janovitz is staring at everything. The Finnish guys are kind of... Oscar's moving around in his seat. Nobody really knows what's up yet.
Great start by Ranta. And it's the 2 leadoff guys who are really leading the way. The 2 guys who weren't in this match a few years ago are stepping up here. And that's a big thing for Finland.
Well, the two teams that are actually the opposite way around. The three in a row are at the top for Finland, and USA hoping the 3 in a row are at the bottom for
That's right.
USA.
Bill O'Neill with the front 3 now.
When Bill strikes, he strikes a lot. When he gets comfortable, it's a joy to watch. His ball just goes through the pins so well.
Selenin looking for the front 3 as well. And a ring 10.
Just a little bit too far down the lane before it made its move. Tommy Jones getting up now. He's looked pretty good for his first 2 shots. He's a little bit further left than Billy, I think. Oh, there it is, the commentator's black curse right on that shot. Tommy just cut that one off a little bit and leaves the 3-6. So hopefully for him, he can just run the spare down and move on to the next frame. A bit like Petri Salonen did there. Managed to make the 10 pin.
Tommy Jones looking to cover it up there. So if Chris Barnes throws a strike here, we'll be pretty close to even again, and Finland with an opportunity to put a couple of doubles on the board at the bottom of the lineup so they can put themselves in a slight lead, but everything pretty close early on here in this gold medal match.
We actually saw Passy playing an almost identical line to this when he played in the doubles semi and the doubles final. He struck quite a lot that night, but wasn't anything to the extent that John Sabinski and Chris Barnes struck that last game.
That's right. They shot 569.
Does that count as the oh no, of course it's not the championship record. We had a 599.
Yeah, we already know 599, but it was second.
Yeah.
Chris Barnes trying to keep it perfect here with the front 3.
Oh wow, that's right.
Needed a little help, and look at him get the love on the 4-pin.
That was a really, really bad shot. He was telling that to stay right because he wanted that to stay away from 210 in, and he ends up getting the strike. So that was a 20-pin swing maybe on that one shot right there.
Osku up quickly, not wasting any time as he normally does. Oh, and a blowout 8-pin for Osku.
So that's really fair. Yep, you just... Some of these things are things you don't want to see. A very bad shot gets a 3-bagger, followed by the perfect shot, stone 8.
That will certainly annoy Osku a little more than it will annoy Chris Barnes.
Yeah, I'm sure Chris is heartbroken.
Chris actually wasn't even watching. He was too busy drinking his water back here.
I think he saw it though, because I saw him wince a little bit. It's interesting to see. As soon as Osku bowls the frame, he runs back and he wipes ferociously that urethane off, trying to keep the oil from seeping into the cover stock. He's trying to keep that ball as dull as possible for the majority of the game.
Yeah, the more oil that ball absorbs, the shinier it'll get, and the less it will do what he wants it to do. Pertu trying to keep his string going. He's got the front 3.
Oh, that needs to sit. Oh, not quite enough, but...
Gets a break, though, leaves just the 10 pin.
But having seen the last couple of shots, that probably wasn't a break.
John Janowitz. That's a good shot from JJ.
Tells his team, let's go.
Yep, trying to get them pumped up. Very close match so far here between Team USA and Finland. Hope you're enjoying our live coverage of the World Championships. It's the final game that we'll have for you this year's World Championships, and USBC Queens.
Oh dear, he's missed it.
Not good. USBC Queens starts Sunday here on Bowl TV. Be sure to tune in for that on Sunday through Wednesday right here on Bowl.com. And our first real mental error of the game.
First open frame full stop as well.
Yep. It looks like he had some footing problems on the shot. He's messing around with the bottom of his shoe.
Oh, that's going high.
36-10 for Serbinsky.
Just looks like John's not really prepared to open his angle up and let that ball go out to the right like like Chris and Bill are doing. He's just shutting it down a little bit. It's a sign that you often see people do that when they're a little bit nervous, a little bit unsure of, They're trying to be a little bit careful, trying to help the ball rather than just let it go.
Tony Renta trying to keep a string going, and he does. Front 4 for him.
Tony is loose as a goose right now, fist pumping that one at almost the rangefinders.
He certainly does seem very loose.
Right now, he's been the star of the show for Finland in the 5-person team matches. Bowled a high game yesterday, also 258, I believe.
Yeah, he has performed well.
And it was kind of funny because he was the one who got their charge going in the last 2 games also. He was under par going into the last 2 games and shot 540 the last 2 games. So, oh boy, that needs to hook.
Yeah, no problem.
Looks like lane 55 starting up a little bit earlier than lane 56. Be interesting to see how that develops as the game goes.
Bill O'Neill now with the front 4.
I'm going to say it right now. I think Bill O'Neill's going to bowl 300.
Oh, look at this. Stu Williams making a bold prediction in a 5-player team game. A lot of transition happens in the course of this game, but you must really like his look.
I'm telling you, when Bill strikes, he strikes a lot. And the last 3 games he bowled in the team, he shot 760. So. Good shot by Passy. Passy felt like that one was a little left off his hand, but he got it to stand up nice. What do they call it in pool, Lucas? Shooter's touch. I think that was the equivalent of shooter's touch right there.
That's a big start for Passy. Spare triple.
To be fair, it's a big start for all of the Finnish guys except Oscar, and his big start was deprived by a stone 8.
That's right.
So.
Tommy Jones.
Tommy Jones slaps that 10 out.
Pretty close match. About even this stage. That one sounded funky.
I think Oscar needs to change ball. I think that right now in the middle of the lane that they're taking advantage of it. And it's difficult to say that having gone the 3 shots he's thrown that he needs to change, but I don't see it getting better out there, and it doesn't look bad in the middle right now. So
let's see if Chris Barnes can keep it going here. Yeah, front 4 for Barnes now.
Great shot by Chris.
So I believe that Team USA is in the lead now, huh? Pretty close to it. Oscar trying to break the pin.
By the sounds of his first shot, it sounded like the pin was already broken.
Yeah, it heard that a couple of times on that pair.
On that lane, yeah.
On that lane specifically, yeah. It looks like a 2-pin lead for Team USA after 4 frames.
Yeah, Pertu's 10-pin at the miss at the top of the 4th frame was the main difference there.
Let's see if Pertu can rebound here.
Looks close.
Yeah, much better shot.
Be interesting to see now, can JJ make that small adjustment needed to get away from the light hit and get that ball to stand up a little bit earlier and get into the pocket.
Hasn't struck on this lane yet.
Just throwing it further right.
Look at the 7 go late. So fortunate there to get the 7 out.
I think the 2 guys throwing urethane, it just doesn't look like it wants to hit as well as it did the other days on it, and maybe that's got something to do with the lane sitting longer, or maybe it's just Just it is what it is, I guess. It's very difficult to understand why things happen in bowling the way they do sometimes. Oh boy.
Oh, another strike, front 5.
Not sure that's quite how Tony meant to throw it, but I think he'll
Got the
definitely.
job done,
I was
didn't
about
it?
to say, I think he'll definitely take the result. Well, this is what me and you were asking for yesterday, Lucas. We wanted a tight strike first.
Yeah,
It looks like that's what we're getting.
so far pretty exciting stuff.
Petri Salonen can get up here and apply a little bit of pressure to the O'Neill and Barnes, who are the ones striking at the bottom.
Looking for a double. And he got it.
Oh, and he got it, and he slaps it out.
Double spare double for Salonen to
says-
start this game.
He says, yes, sir. In finish.
Well, so far early on, it looks like Team USA needs Serbinsky and Janowicz to get it going.
Now he's messing around with his thumb all. I'm wondering whether Passey's just going to go here. Is he going to wait, or is he just going to go and say, "Ah, well, we'll get our third double of the frame on the board."
Posse looks a little annoyed by the situation.
He looks annoyed by everything. That's
He
his
does.
default. That's his default emotion. Annoyed. Never seems to get as far as angry. Just annoyed. That's a much better shot than John. I wish someone would go down onto that lane 55 in the back and take that crack pin out.
Yeah, it sure seems like there's something going on there, doesn't it?
I just really don't
You
want
could
to
tell
see.
on that hit as well.
I really don't want to see someone lose this match just because of a bad pin in the rack.
Yeah, that would be a decision to be made by the technical delegate or by the tournament director and
Or by the bowling center.
by somebody at this stage. I mean, I don't know if they're going to stop the match.
Oh,
to
I
find
don't
the
think
pin,
they are
but
either, but
Posse looking to give Finland its third double here in the fifth, at least a double. And he does. Mr. Emotion.
just looks almost. I always say that he looks almost disappointed by the lanes not providing enough challenge. Just like, really?
That's pretty funny. Bill O'Neill with the front 4. Team USA's got to keep on pace with Finland. There he goes, another one. Every frame, it seems like Finland bowls faster than Team USA.
Well, it's because the Finnish guys at the top are all striking, and that's where
it's moving
USA are
along quick,
missing.
yeah.
And then at the bottom, it evens back up because Oscar's not been striking. That's a good shot there by Oscar.
Yep, perfect frame for Finland. But what it does by being in that situation is it puts all the pressure at the bottom of the lineup for Team USA to keep striking. Because the guys in the middle of the lineup keep striking for Finland. This is a very interesting match so far.
I mean, I guess it all depends which way you look at it. And, you know, when it comes down to the 10th frame, do you want to have your best 3 bowlers left to go?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, but quite equally, if Finland get a good start at the top of the lineup, you know, the match can be over.
May
can't
not
it?
matter.
So,
Yeah. Tommy Jones looking for a double. He got it.
that was pretty good right there.
Right now, O'Neill, Jones, and Barnes are kind of carrying the load for Team USA.
If Chris strikes here, it's going to be Team USA with a 2-pin lead still.
Yep, still have a slight lead if he can strike. Otherwise, Finland will be in the lead. I guess technically Finland is probably leading right now prior to this shot, but
When everybody's striking, it's difficult to not give him the
yeah,
strike.
it's all semantics. And, well, he leaves at 3-6-10, so Finland now in the lead for sure, but
Chris
only by a
really,
mark.
really hit that one hard then. That was nice. Oscar just picked Chris's spare ball up, and as Chris was walking back, chuntering to himself, he just shoved it into his chest. There you go, Chief. Oh, well.
Well, not exactly the way he wanted to shoot that, but it gets the job done.
The way I look at that is he aimed to knock 3 over, he did knock 3 over, so he hit what he was aiming at.
That's right. He got it done. Can't complain about that. It's an 11-pin lead now for Finland after 5 frames. Very close. Just 1 mark difference.
Well, we got to the 5th frame and the game's still developing. That's what we wanted to see.
We don't like to see blowouts. We like to see close matches.
It was right around this time yesterday that Team USA put their foot on the gas and Denmark didn't, and the game rapidly changed, wasn't it? So it'd be interesting to see if this is where this is what happens again. That's certainly what USA will be looking for.
Chance for Finland to extend the lead to 21 right here. Perttu can strike again.
It's high.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's a good break to leave just the 10.
I don't know. Last time
That's true.
he might have had more chance of sparing it if the 3-pin was there.
Right there. Yeah, he was checking the approach right there to make sure that he's all right. Because he did have some footing problems last time he shot the 10-pin on that lane. But you're right. Had the 3-pin been there last time, he might have made it.
Yeah, on the left side.
Yeah.
Everybody on his team's going, please hit this. I think we've all been in that position where you're begging for the guy in your team, just hit it.
And Perttu's relatively young, right?
Yeah, he's probably
youngest
24.
guy on the team.
Him and Tony have played juniors together. I think they're about the
Okay.
same. Although Tony looks like he had a tougher paper round. Or paper route, as you guys will say.
Hey, makes the spare.
Oscar
Gets
no doubt
excited.
saying to him, who? This is a big double here.
I was just going to say the same thing. Zerbinski needs to try to get it going here. Looks good. Oh, wow. That was brutal. 7-pin. Had a pin fall almost from the top straight down and missed it.
Wow. I
That
thought
was
only
tough.
I got those hits.
Well, we now have video evidence that it has happened to John Zerbinski.
Yeah. Tony Ranta trying to extend it to a 6-bagger. Be right about now that they need to start thinking about making little moves inside to get away from the same area they've been playing. Yep. There we go. Just got a little bit short on that one. Never really got it going to the right.
Yeah, so his string comes to an end with that 3-6-10.
That's what you'll see by the Team USA guys, with the 3 guys they've got at the bottom playing very much together, very close together. You'll see them. Bill will be saying to Tommy, "Yeah, you know, I took a 2-1. You know, I'm making this small move. It's keeping me in the pocket," and then that allows Tommy to have confidence in his move also, and the same for Chris. Whereas the Finnish guys are all playing a little bit differently. Team USA starting to get a bit paranoid about the rack on 56. That's the 2nd time in a row they've re-racked.
Bill O'Neill now with the front 6, so he's halfway home.
So Lucas, I'm just reading my Twitter, and my better half is telling me that she's going to have to start charging you soon.
She should yeah, she should be paying me for babysitting.
Ouch. As long as you're keeping me out of trouble.
Salonen looking for another one, and the messenger
Flies
flies across.
Slaps it out. I've
3 in a row.
I've got a feeling right now Tommy saw that out of the corner of his eye. And don't be surprised if you see him walking all the way to 58 with the finger point after this next shot. You can almost see it ticking in the back of his head. He's ready to go once this one strikes.
All right, Tommy Jones working on a double. Close match here with Finland. It's a bit right, but look at it come back. You were right. He's giving him the business after that one. That's what makes team bowling great right there.
It just wouldn't be fun if it wasn't predictable, would it?
Absolutely. I expect a tremendous amount of emotion out of Pasi Otala if he strikes here. Or not. We'll find out.
Tommy thrives on trying to get people off their guard and get into that sort of stuff with him.
Sometimes he looks bored with it.
And I think that it almost annoys Tommy more than anything else when Pasi does things like that. It's pushing him over the edge a little bit. Tommy's having a laugh and a joke about it. Pasi's saying, you know, I haven't thrown any of those 5 shots close to each other, but they all keep striking.
It's quite fun to watch. Chris Barnes. And he shreds the rack for a strike. So 4 out of 5 strikes for Team USA that frame.
This is, when we were talking about John's shot, this is a big shot as well for Oscar, because there's going to be a lot of pressure on him if this game's close going into 10th frame, if he's not feeling like comfortable with the way the ball's shaping up.
It's a great shot.
There it is. Great shot. See, Lucas, like I told you, he shouldn't change ball.
John Janowitz looking for a double. Team USA trailing by 18. Oh.
Wow, he's getting closer to leaving that 7-10.
Sure is. That lane is... he has struck every time on the right lane, but has not struck on the left lane, I believe.
I guess that's the only solace he can take in it. At least he's lined up for the lane he's going to finish on.
Yeah, that's true. But Team USA might need more than a Dutch 200 out of Janowitz if they're going to win. Pertu with a nice strike in the 7th on a spare, so no chance to increase the lead there.
It's interesting that him and Pertu have actually only struck once between them on the left lane, and they've both struck every single time on the right lane. Pertu struck in the 7th, in the 2nd frame, then he went 9 miss in the 4th, and the flat 10 again in the 6th, and JJ went through the nose, and then he's had 10 pins each of the 3 times since. And they're not really playing the lanes that close either.
Still an 18-pin lead for Finland, as we are now in the 7th frame.
That looks good.
Great shot.
Tony ran to it pretty much with that high road ball. You just take it off the leash and you get it to the right, and it's going to cook pretty much as it wants to. So I think the main key for Tony is to make sure he gets that ball going right, and he's probably going to be in with a good chance of striking.
John Cervinski has struck the last couple of times on this lane.
Looks good again.
Messenger goes in front of the 10. He's made some good shots the last couple of frames and has not been rewarded yet.
Yeah, right now those two, Team USA need to find a way to get a little bit more out of those two at the top if they're going to win this game. It's okay the 3 guys at the bottom shooting 850, but that might not be enough with the way the whole Finnish team's playing. Oh, that was a bad break. I think he felt like that one was left off his hand, but like we've been talking about, Lucas, when you leave the 9-pin in the men's competition, almost every time the messengers come across and taking it out.
Missed 10-pin for John Serbinsky and a mental error. That is the first open for Team USA this game, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, that is the first open.
Finland's only had one open. Perttu missed a 10-pin as well. So in that regard, the teams are even, but the lead has now increased for Finland.
I think the pressure's just building up on the two Johns at the top because they can't find a way to double.
I think that is definitely going to be the key for the Team USA guys. They have got to get some help out of those two guys at the top if they want to win this thing. And by contrast, Bill, Tommy, and Chris at the bottom of the lineup need to continue striking to carry the load here. Front six for Bill O'Neill. Doesn't like it. Pulls it 3-6-9-10, and Stu's prediction is out the window. And he's got the fat lip out. So 3-6-9-10 for Bill O'Neill comes at a bad time.
I'm going to blame Sabinski.
Got him off his game a little bit.
Yeah, he missed the spare. He put more pressure on him. This isn't the easiest spare in the world because the 3-pin is... Yeah, maybe it's just my angle, but it looked like the 3-pin was just a little...
It's a golf ball.
It's a golf
seems
ball,
to have rolled
and
out of
it's
somebody's
going.
pocket. And Posse with another strike. Oh, that's great.
Passy goes wild.
That's as much emotion as we will see out of Posse.
Missy's husband Drew is screaming 4 down there, and it had nothing to do with Bill O'Neill's spare shot. It was the 2 golf balls that had gone. It was almost comedy moment there, wasn't it, Lucas? Because they stopped bouncing and then they rolled down onto another one and dunk, dunk, dunk.
Going down the platforms here. Big shot here for Osku. Finland can take a decent lead after this frame.
Oh boy.
Through the face, an awkward 6-7 split.
Oh, that wasn't Oscar's best pitch there.
He yanked that one, and now I think a couple of big shots coming up for for Jones and Barnes in these next 2.
Yeah, because if neither of them strike, Team USA won't have 1 strike going into the 8th frame.
Yep.
But I think you can rely on these 2 to come good. That looks good.
Another one for TJ, 3 in a row.
Oh, Oscar's giving it a run.
Oh. An open frame for Osku. That is just the 2nd open frame for Finland in this game. Just the 3rd overall in 7 frames. That's pretty solid so far. But Chris Barnes has a chance
waving my Europe flag here.
Chris Barnes a chance to put a double on the board for Team USA. Going into the 8th. Looks pretty close. Carries it for the strike.
Chris is just about carrying everything right now. If he hits the right-hand side of the head pin, it seems like it's a strike. The one shot he didn't strike was the one that went straight through the nose. Team USA have got to hope that continues because right now Chris and Tommy and Bill are pretty much where their hopes of winning this game lie.
It looks like a 9-pin lead for Finland. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's at 9 right now.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah. Yes.
So single
Correct.
digits, basically even with 3 frames.
Team
to
USA
go.
have got the extra double, but Finland have got the extra strike. So Finland can extend the lead here with a good line.
JJ hasn't missed on this right lane, 8th frame.
Oh.
That one was high, and he leaves the 4-pin. Lucky to get the 9 out.
That really hasn't loosened him up for the 10th frame either.
Finland can take a 20-pin lead if Perttu strikes here.
Oh boy, that needs to skid.
Leaves the 6-10.
I think what might have happened to Perttu here is he's made a small move inside and he's actually moved into the ball tracks of Tommy and Chris and Bill.
Which is bad news.
And he has to make a huge move to get past that. So
he's got to take a giant step left to get around where that is.
There's actually quite a significant crowd starting to build in the bowling center now.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good crowd for this final. I think this is the highlight of the World Championships. I think is the 5-player team finals, and we're seeing why here today, because this is a pretty competitive
Very competitive. It's basically turned into a 2-frame game, 3-frame game anyway. For the cheese, as JJ would say.
Well, Serbinsky needs to find his mojo here after missing that 10-pin. He's put the ball in the pocket the last few frames. Hey, that's that time the messenger connects. He gives a little stare down. Because Serbinsky very easily could have 4 strikes in a row right now. He had that wicked 7-pin, and then the messenger missed the 10 in the 7th, and he's bowling a good game. His score is not indicative of how he has played so far.
Like the song goes, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
That's right.
I think also we have to be a little bit careful. It's been fairly easy for all the players to hit the pocket. So, you know, a shot that's hit the pocket hasn't necessarily been, you know, a difficult achievement.
Ranta looking for a double. Well, that one checked
exactly
up on him.
the same as JJ's.
Yep.
Trips out the 9 late.
Leaves the 4. Pace of play seems to have slowed down a little bit here.
Oh, yeah.
Typical at the end of a match for that to happen.
Especially at the end of a close match.
Yep. Bill O'Neill working on a spare here in the 8th. And he leaves a 4-pin. Maybe some adjustments forthcoming.
Mm-hmm. But I think that, unfortunately for Finland, I think that Team USA are actually in a better position to make those adjustments with their 3 guys at the bottom bowling so close together and able to, and they're also left of the Finnish team as well. So their moves only have to be smaller, whereas Team Finland's moves have to be a little bit larger.
O'Neill covers up the spare with no problem. Well, no strike on the board for Salonen in the last frame. He's working on a spare, so no opportunity for Finland to extend their lead here. He gets a
Great
strike.
shot.
First strike of the frame for Finland.
But having said that, Team USA only have 1 strike also.
That's right.
So
Team USA got a couple of doubles at the bottom of the lineup to work with, though, for the rest of this frame.
yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. I bet Petri wouldn't have minded giving that strike to either Pertu or Tony Ranta.
Yeah, for sure. Tommy Jones working on a string of strikes, trying to keep
Certainly
it going.
been feeling it the last few frames.
And this time he leaves the 10-pin.
See, when you're hooking it that much and you throw it a little bit hard and you get a little bit in, it just kind of misses the spot and then it doesn't get time to catch up. So then it just doesn't quite come back strong enough to get the flat 10 out. I guess they heard some noise behind there.
Yeah, I heard something drop. I don't know what
Maybe
it
the
was.
golf ball's still rolling around.
It was much lighter than that, I think. Hit that pin pretty hard.
I do say that bowlers do have the best hearing in the world.
Yes, they do.
It's amazing.
Would you say this is a pretty big shot for Posse?
Yeah, I mean, obviously in the context of the game it'd be nice, but at the same time the game's still pretty close, even if he doesn't. Just be nice for him to continue the good run he's been on.
He's the only one stringing strikes right now for Finland. Nobody from Team USA is stringing strikes except for Chris Barnes.
That needs to hook. I think he was pretty happy that one came back. I think that was a little bit further right than he wanted to get that, but Passy is bowling a phenomenal game, and it's his third very, very, very good game in these medal matches so far this week. Tim Mack said it before. He said that he thinks that Passy Welter is the best shot maker in the team.
Sure proving it so far.
Yeah.
Chris Barnes looking for 3 in a row to close out the 8th. And he leaves a 10-pin. Carry becoming a problem for a lot of these guys here late.
Yeah. To me, that was a strange reaction by Chris, because when he threw it, his body language said that he felt that wasn't going to strike. And then it didn't strike, and he didn't leave the 7-10, and he seemed upset about it. So.
Osku gets that way right.
What was that?
Leaves the 1-2-4-8. That was like a fireball going down the lane.
Yeah, it looked like his approach got a little bit out, and he was further left with his feet, and then he just fired it to the same spot, and it said, "See ya."
It wasn't working on a spare or a strike, so count doesn't have any significance there.
This isn't the easiest spare in the world, though.
Got to make the spare.
Nice.
And generally, I think you just try to hook it across and treat it like a Brooklyn, but
Yeah, but he's using the urethanes. Oh boy. There we
he
go.
does.
Oscar actually changed to his trusty Prodigy that shot. I wouldn't mind him changing to that full stop, but I think he's in for a penny, in for a pound with that urethane.
So it looks like it is a 23-pin lead for Finland with 2 frames to go.
And only 3 strikes on the board total for both teams. So this 9th frame isn't going to be the decider, that's for sure. This is definitely going down to the 10th frame, no doubt about it.
But important to throw some strikes here in the 9th to set yourself up for the 10th.
JJ's made the change.
JJ had not struck on that lane yet, and he finally gets it and waves to his adoring fans.
Was he waving to Louis Vuitton on the left and Gucci on the right?
Very well may be.
So hopefully for the finish course, Pertu is going to follow him in. And this shot here for John Sabinski. Huge.
Yeah, going to be real critical. Only one working on a strike.
H-U-U-U-U-U-G-E. Huge.
Pertu is going to go first, though. Just working on a spare. Oh, and he leaves a tough 9-pin on that shot. So here we go. Zerbinski, the only Team USA player who struck in the 8th, trying to get a double for his team.
He's certainly taking his time over this.
Left a 10-pin where the messenger missed last frame on this same lane. Oh, what a shot by the Team USA rook.
He's not so much of a rookie.
For the World Championships, he is.
He's also the team trials winner.
That's right, in this venue. Completely different patterns, though. They've never used the Seoul or the Sydney in the Team USA trials in this building.
Good planning.
There's a reason why they never used those patterns in this building. Pertu with the spare in the 9th. Well, Team USA's ability to make up any pins this frame is now over. They made up the 10, but they have no opportunity to make up any more pins because the other 3 guys are working on spares.
Yeah, they need a hand. They need some help to make up pins.
So basically, they're looking to set themselves up for the 10th here.
Is that it?
Well, 3 for 3 so far in the 9th for Team USA.
But this is a bit like what we were talking about before. Finland had the spare. Team USA have got 3 strikes on the board. You've got the 4th guy for Team USA about to get up, and they might have 4 strikes on the board without Finland having any if Tony doesn't strike here. Looks good though.
Checked up a little bit on him and left the 4-pin. Second time in a row he's left a 4-pin. By the way, if you're watching and you see that on the back of Finland's jerseys, it actually says Suomi. That is the equivalent of Finland in their native language. Their native language in Finnish. And the countries can either have their country name in English or in their native language on the back of their shirt.
It actually makes me wonder. Well, it makes Oscar wonder at every championships. As they're called Suomi, why is he in the first practice session every time?
It's true.
He says that he's lost that argument 100% of the time. He's quite adamant about it as well. Oscar doesn't like getting up.
Tommy Jones looking to go 4 for 4 for Team USA in this 9th frame. Critical to set it up for the 10th when you're trailing.
Looks good.
There's another one. He didn't like it, I guess. You don't see the usual emotion out of Tommy on that one.
Yeah, it wasn't on a double though. There's only one strike. People don't tend to scream 1 strikes out unless it's the strike to win.
I'm not sure that he was real pleased with the shot, but
Looked pretty good from where we
looked
were.
pretty good for us, from us, our perspective. Big shot here for Salonen. Can throw a double and extend the lead. Finland could use some strikes here in the 9th. Got it. That was a big one.
That was a great shot by Salonen. He trusted the ball to come back. And now can King Passy continue his pilgrimage towards 290?
Well, Barnes can close out what would be a critical 9th frame for Team USA. If they all have strikes going into the 10th, that's big time. So here goes Barnes. Got it. Shreds the rack. Team USA 5 for 5 in the 9th, and they've put themselves in decent position going into the 10th.
But if Passy strikes here,
exactly right, he can extend the lead.
And then Oscar strikes. I think that in a lot of ways Oscar's shot's almost more important because he looks so lost these last 2 or 3 shots.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball pretty poorly the last 2 frames.
Whereas you know that Passy feels pretty good and he's pretty locked in.
Well, let's see if he can get another one here. His max this game is 290. This is the 9th frame.
Sick.
There's another one.
All I can say right now, Lucas, is wow. Wow. Passy Wojtala 290 in the team finals. That's where it's looking.
He has stepped it up, that's for sure, and they have needed it.
Passy's father passed away quite a few years ago, but Passy's father actually won. I know it was a gold medal, but I think it might have been a team gold medal. It's always been Passy's ambition to equal his father. So Oscar changed to reactive. Wow, what a change! That's what we wanted to see, Oscar.
Drastic
Great ball change.
And he shreds
Great
the
ball
rack.
change.
Had that pin flying and doing cartwheels across the lane and taking out the 10.
He's the most powerful bowler on both teams, and that's where I wanted to see him playing. I'm really, really glad to see he made the big change and he moved in and he threw the strike.
So it looks like Finland has a 31-pin lead going into the 10th, with all the Team USA players working on strikes.
The first 2 bowlers are the key issue because it's the same at the bottom.
Correct.
So it's really down to the 2 Johns, like we've said all along, to try and get that lead, wrestle that lead back. Oh, double bounce.
Yep. Yeah, it still strikes.
The double bounce gave him a bit more hold. JJ's up pretty fast on this right lane. The crowd is still celebrating and he's almost set to go. I like to see that when people are ready to go and just don't mess around. Oh. JJ 2 pins. Right now, this is a free shot here for Finland. This is extra play.
They can go up by 40 if Pertu strikes again.
And it's exactly what we were saying earlier on. If they strike here, it starts to make those three guys at the bottom from Team USA, you know, they can take the game away from them before they get a chance to try and, you know, wrestle it back.
JJ covers it up.
Hindsight's 20/20 and everything, but not playing your best four players is sometimes a strange choice. Got a chance.
Oh. Ring 10. So it will stay at 31, looks like.
My finish isn't very good, but to give you an idea of what Pertu's saying, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not happy right now with that.
But still.
Made a good shot, and they didn't lose any ground here.
They actually, you know, they actually stayed exactly the same as they were. They're actually going to pick up half a mark right there.
5 pins on the fill, the Greek Church. So now the lead goes to 36.
Assuming Pertu makes this. Yep.
So a 36-pin lead for Finland with 4 bowlers to go on each side.
Am I right in saying that Team USA have just that one open from John Sabinski in the 7th frame? That's amazing, isn't it, that the standard these guys are bowling at, that they could have one open and be 30 pins down with just 4 bowlers left to bowl.
Critical shots here for John Serbinski. Down by 36 is Team USA. Got that one right, and he also leaves the 2-pin. I think Team USA is in some trouble here.
Yep.
Now it is a 37-pin lead for Finland.
Finland are hoping that Tony Ranta can just get up, make a good shot. Almost regardless of the result. If they just get a good shot and close the frame, it's still another one down. And Team USA have made no progress. I mean, obviously the dream scenario is Tony goes up and throws a double. But, but even if he doesn't, as long as he closes the frame.
And with the way that Salonen and Uotila have bowled this game, you would expect that they will come in and close this thing out.
At least you've got to feel like one of them's going to double.
Absolutely.
Got a chance.
Well, that one's nice, but the next one is the important one for Tony Ranta. You don't gain any ground striking on a spare. Serbinski cleans up his spare. Both Serbinski and Janowitz going to be in the mid-190s this game.
I mean, the only slight glimmer of hope for Team USA here with the guys left is that Osku hasn't thrown a hook shot on 55 yet. He's got to make a decision over what he's going to do, and from what we've been seeing, lane 55 is... What is that? What's that?
I think they're coming through with one of those lifts.
Oh, that's useful. But yeah, lane 55 looks like it's been hooking a little bit more, so...
But the dream scenario for Finland is that it doesn't matter what that Osku does.
For sure, and we get to watch Osku throw it 100 miles an hour down the middle. That's what everybody in here is hoping to see.
At least if you're
on the Finnish
fan.
skies,
Yeah.
I mean. Oh, that dead pin.
Yeah, that dead pin. Yeah, you're right. Pretty similar to what Pertu did with the 10 pin on the second shot in the 10th. So nothing gained, nothing lost.
Tony Ranta's going to be wondering if he gets a 5 count as well.
Oh, 6 count.
So they've lost.
Wow.
They've lost almost an entire mark.
The count is killing them here at the end. A 5 count and a 6 count on the film. This place is buzzing.
Finland have gone spare. Team USA have gone spare, and Finland have almost gained a mark.
Yeah. So where do we stand now, Stu?
I'm just waiting for this scoreboard to update, but it looks like it is. It looks like it's going to be right around a 41 pin lead. No, 31 pin lead. I beg your pardon. Nope. Back to it. Sorry.
41, right?
41
pin lead.
That's a significant
O'Neill
lead.
has to strike, and he does. We need O'Neill, Jones, and Barnes to all really double in the 10th here.
This is the chance. Petri Salonen is a very, very good bowler, but he hasn't necessarily won as much as his talent would suggest. And a few of the Finnish guys, yeah, we'll see. This is the big shot, I think. I think most people feel Passi's going to make the strike, but this is the big one.
All the pressure on this shot. Inside.
Oh,
what a huge break. He trips the floor.
Look at Passi's face. Passi's almost embarrassed to look at it.
Wow, that was huge. Halfway down the lane, that looked like that could split, and he breaks it up.
That looked like what we were just saying. He was just going to short arm it a little bit, but he got the break.
And that might be the shot that gives them the gold.
That might be the nail in the coffin.
Right now, it's at 41 pins. Almost, a must-strike situation here for O'Neal.
Oh, USA have to strike every
They've
shot.
got to have everything. And he gets 5, and that's going to about do it right there.
That's it. It's over.
Wow.
We can't say it's technically over because,
Sure.
Passi could go up and get 4, and then
Absolutely.
we're entering debacle situations.
Yeah.
But right now, with the
realistically,
normal things happening,
just
it looks like Team USA's
Team USA had
8-year reign.
Had one open in 9 frames, and then they come up in the 10th frame, and they. Oh! And the bowling gods are with Finland right now. It's all going their way here for Salonen. And this is going to be a disappointing result for Team USA for sure. They have not closed this out.
Yep, Team USA decided that they wanted to go on the pattern they felt most comfortable bowling on. But they also, by doing that, went on the pattern that Finland were most comfortable bowling on.
And Finland's going to bowl a huge score.
And Finland said, we beat you in the 3 games on this pattern, and now we've beat you in 1.
Final shot here. Crossover, might as well take it.
Finland are now the European Zone team champions. And barring Miracle on Ice, they are the World Team champions.
And they get a little revenge from 3 years ago when Team USA took them down in Germany. And Tommy Jones.
That strike, the reactions to that strike would definitely have been different.
Yeah.
Just probably 3 or 4 shots ago. But Passi Uotila.
They basically need to just get some count and stay clean and mark here. And
Finland have space to shoot 12.05.
That's right. They do.
They haven't disappointed, have they, when we said there was going to be a strike first?
Don't want anything too crazy to happen here, though, if you're Finland. Just kind of put it in the pocket, take your chances, and that is a winner right there. Finland is going to win the world title in the 5-player team events. What a performance by the Finns here.
And with 2 games to go, I can't stress this enough, with 2 games to go, they were 300 pins out of making the medal matches. They bowled 1,200, 1,200. And now 1,200's beckoning once more to win the world title.
It's been a very, very impressive performance by Finland. Can't stress that enough. 206, 236, 258. Passi can shoot 290. Osku can shoot 215, put him over 1,200, and that is stellar in a gold medal match.
Amazing.
Almost unbeatable.
Team USA are going to bowl right around 11:30.
Yeah, and lose.
With 1 open frame. And
lose by 80 pins.
Yeah.
Passi, second shot. And, leaves the 10. Doesn't matter.
He says, that's okay. What an amazing game by Passi. Chris throws the towel at him.
So impressive.
Team USA came into the day as the world men and world women's champions, and
they will leave
they've been dethroned.
But I think the key is that Team USA didn't just lose; they got beat in both matches, and they got beat
I think in the ladies took a beating.
Yeah.
But this game could have really gone either way with a couple of frames to go. I think the big difference has been the two guys at the top. They couldn't get it. They had one double between the two Johns the whole game.
Yep.
And that just puts a lot of pressure on the three guys at the bottom. I mean, Chris and Tommy and Bill are going to shoot 760 and they're going to lose. That's a pretty hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, Team USA over 1,100 with that shot. Oscar with the victory lap here.
If Oscar doesn't strike here, you wouldn't have. That's pretty amazing that Oscar would be the low score in both of their two medal matches, and they win both times. That shows the strength of the Finnish team, that they're able to have probably one of the best 5 or 6 bowlers in the entire world be the low man on their team and still come through against the two team powerhouses of world bowling in Korea and USA.
Oscar finishing it up here.
And also, most amazingly, Lucas, Finland won one game on short against Korea, who are probably the best short team bowlers in the world, and then they won one game against the Americans on the medium, and they're probably the best on medium, and not today.
Just meant to be for Finland, it seems. They had the dream finish in the qualifying, and then they take out Korea, they take out the U.S., and Finland is the gold medalist, the world champions in a 5-player team event. 1183 to 1126, your final score in a high-scoring shootout. Finland comes through to win the title. I think a very impressive match on both sides, and it was pretty entertaining the whole way. I think we couldn't have asked for much more.
It was a fantastic game, and I take my hat off to my Finnish friends. I'm really, really, really happy for them. I know how much that they've been trying to win this gold medal in the world team the last 5 or 6 years. And
congratulations again to Finland. They take the gold. Team USA takes the silver. The medal ceremony will be at the banquet tonight, so unfortunately we won't be able to show that to you, but congratulations again to Finland, and thank you very much, Stu Williams, for sitting in and joining us. I appreciate it. Great job again, as always, and we will be back with you for the USBC Queens starting on Sunday. Coverage from Sunday until Wednesday right here on Bowl TV. So we'll see you back here on Sunday on Bowl TV. Thanks for joining us for this 2-week stretch at the World Championships, everybody. We will see you next time here on Bowl TV.